make me feel so high.
What's up everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Abby, this is my husband Vinny, and today we're going to be doing a video that I've seen going around a little bit. I actually think Alexandrea Garza was the first one to do it. It is the Decade in Review. So I originally wanted to do a 2019 recap, but I thought this was even cooler, especially because this decade was pretty good to us. So we're going to start off with 2013. I know that is cheating a little bit, but that was when we started dating, and I feel like that's when things started to get interesting. Before then, I was just running rampant in high school. So we started dating in February of 2013. Vinny was in apprentice electrician school. Is that what that's called?
Sure. It was if you have no idea where you're going in life, you just go there.
Yes.
And reflect.
So
I was a monk. An electrical monk.
I started also working at Starbucks, which besides hair, that was one of my favorite jobs in the world. So after I graduated high school, I knew I wanted to go to beauty school, but in the summer in between graduating senior year and beauty school, I worked at Starbucks full time while you were in electric school. So that was actually also the time that we moved in. It wasn't like an official moving because we didn't move out, but the summer of 2013 was when we like lived together. So either we would sleep together at my house, my dad's house, or we would sleep together at his dad's house, but we always just kind of were with each other and kind of just were like nomads with like a caring sleepover pack. But I would consider 2013 the year that we started dating and moving together. That's also when I started beauty school. That was also when I got all my tattoos, and we went skydiving, which was
terrifying. So
much fun. I want to go again. Would you go again if we could do it in like Hawaii or something?
Nope.
And that's also when I got my first car, my Volkswagen Beetle, which I miss so much, and apparently they're stopping making, and I'm so sad about it because I loved that car. So 2014, that was when I graduated beauty school. I became a licensed cosmetologist. I'm reading off a notebook, by the way, so if I'm looking down, that's why. That's when Vinny was doing electric full time, so that was super fun. So honestly, I think that was just a very like kind of getting into the groove of it type of year. I remember just kind of like I was working at salons and you were working as an electrician. That was also the first year we started traveling. We went to Boston for the Boston Calling Festival, which was a lot of fun, and that was our first time going to Dominican Republic. 2015 was a huge year for, I was gonna say for me personally in my career, but also for you, because that was the year that you decided to quit electric and go back to school. I don't think you were like actually went back to school until the year after, but that was when you actually made the move and like quit electric and everything. So that was awesome for you. For me, that was the year that I quit all salons and I went out on my own. I did my first balayage in February of 2015, and a month later I was able to like quit and just do it full time because it just worked out.
And they told you would never succeed.
Well, yeah, my boss that was the second salon I worked at though. I remember it was funny. She texted me.
They said, good luck, you're gonna need it.
And then I took all of her clients, and now I do all of her clients. So thank you to you. I still love everyone that works there, but can't be petty because it doesn't always work. So that was a really awesome year as far as like career-wise. 2016, I think I was just fully embracing the fact that I was working for myself and making my own money instead of working as an assistant and getting a $60 day rate. I would work 12 hours to get $60. So in 2016, I was like, money, cool. So I traveled a lot. I went to Bahamas with my friends. We went to Dominican Republic by ourselves. That was also the best shape of my life that I was ever in. So you're gonna see that in the photos. St. Martin with Sam and Michelle I went back to. That was the first time I did like the Tough Mudder. We went fishing and I caught that shark. I got my Audi. I just really went balls to the walls this year. That was when you officially started back at school. Yep. And that was also my 21st birthday, and you threw me that awesome like 21st, like it was like basically like a mini like wedding. 2017 was definitely like one of the most like life-changing years so far. A lot happened. So I started that year with going back to Dominican Republic in January with Sam and Michelle. And then after that, things just started like steamrolling. We got Beasley in February. And then the next month I got my first solo salon. And so that was the first time, because we knew we were moving out that year. So I was like, my dad would not be happy if I was still working at home and not living there. So I got my first solo salon. We got engaged. The month after, we moved into the apartment. Like just kind of like a lot of things like happened. But when we got engaged, we actually thought we were gonna be moved out a month or two before the proposal. I didn't know this at the time, but he did. So when it got pushed back, you kind of were just like, what? I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
Hoping we're moving out anyway.
Yep.
And then, so he surprised me with a trip to Dominican Republic. And then on the way to the flight in the airport, Vinny proposed then. And then we had a whole week in Dominican Republic as like an engagement moon, and it was freaking awesome. Then we got back and we moved into our apartment the next month, and we had a lot of weddings that year. We booked our venue, we had our engagement party. That was awesome. That was another like little mini wedding, and that was just like one of the like most like whenever I think of a monumental year, I think of 2017. 2018 though, I feel like was almost more of like a purgatory year, because I think we knew we were getting married in 2019, that it was just like that year of just like waiting. And that was just kind of like a lot of wedding planning. I remember I was working as much as possible so that we could do everything. You were busting your ass in school as much as possible to make sure that you were like caught up. Like, you know, the apartment was a little crazy. Like, it was just a very,
stressful.
Yeah, like I don't think I've had any years where I'm like, oh, that was a bad year, but I definitely remember 2018 as definitely being like a high anxiety year. But you know, there was also some awesome parts. Obviously, I bought my wedding dress, we went to Disney for a little getaway, and then I was just a lot of wedding planning, and that was honestly it for 2018. It was very year. 2019 though, I think that this and 2017 take the cake.
Well, not the beginning.
No, yeah, well, the beginning, there was definitely some good things, but like his grandma passed in February and my grandma passed in March, so that was kind of like it was definitely a rough start to the 2019. But like the way that I think of it, my grandma didn't live in the state, and it was good because we got to go see her. We got to spend a lot of time with Vinny's grandma beforehand.
It was the best of the worst.
Yes, like, it was very like peaceful. Like, we did get to live to our mid-early 20s while having our grandparents in the picture. Like, that's a huge thing. So yes, it definitely was a rocky start at first. We started to get worried that our wedding invitations were cursed.
We told people not to open their wedding invitations.
Oh, it was really bad. Things were just going like a little left, right, and center. I went on my bachelorette party to Dominican Republic. In case you can't tell, the 18th.
You're sensing a theme here.
My two best friends that are sisters, they were both my maids of honor, and they planned the most incredible bachelorette party a girl could ever ask for in Dominican Republic. I lost a piece of my liver that week, but it was so worth it because that was just like freaking amazing. You had your bachelor party, which went really well, right?
Yes, I did.
That's the thing too. It's like, I feel like with wedding planning, you're always like, oh my God, all these stressful things are going to happen. But when it came down to it, all the events went really smooth.
Yeah.
My two maids of honors, again, they threw me an amazing bridal shower. That was like one of the best days. What I loved about my wedding planning experience is we keep a very small circle, in the sense that like,
and it's getting smaller.
No, I'm just saying, like, the people that
We're making cuts.
the people that are around us, we consider like our BFFs. So because of that, no offense to anyone that does this, but my bridal shower was not the type of bridal shower where there's like 110 people and you have to open all the gifts because great Aunt Ida in the corner will get offended if you don't open up the mixer. No, I had maybe 25.
Cut Aunt Ida out.
No, but like seriously, I had maybe 25 people, all like people that I'm either really close to or really young. Like, we were like, I didn't open gifts because we did a honey fund, because I was like, I don't know. We didn't even know if we were getting this house yet. I didn't want to be stuck with a bunch of like really nice kitchen equipment and not have a nice kitchen to put it in. So because of that, for the bridal shower, usually people like give you like toasters and stuff, and I was like, just do the honey funds. Like, it was so much easier, and the bridal shower was so much fun because they didn't open gifts. So Vinny came and they played this really funny game. That was my favorite part of the day, where they had asked him in advance questions, and then they asked me, and I had to get the answer right. But if I got it wrong, I had to do a shot of tequila. So if that tells you the type of party that this was, it was absolutely amazing.
The thing was, she got almost all the answers right, but she still drank a lot of tequila.
Our rehearsal dinner went amazing. I missed that hair so much. Every time I look back on pictures of the rehearsal dinner, which I'll put here, I just thought that was like, I loved the way that we looked at that like night at the restaurant. And
I still look amazing.
Yeah, you still look exactly the same. Elle bites a beard, and I got you that cool Game of Thrones cake.
Yeah, oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I love that. Was an awesome dinner once again. Yes, I do. I'll throw it. And that was just an awesome day. And then the next day I went into Brooklyn area with my bridesmaids, and we got ready for the next day. So the wedding went absolutely amazing. I never really know how much detail people would want me to go into about that, because I know people that are vlogging when they get engaged, they'll do like a wedding series and whatnot.
I chose the silverware.
Seriously though, but also too, we have very similar taste, right? Don't do the thing.
Because I have no taste.
Yeah, but everything I show you, you're like, whoa, that looks so good.
Yeah.
So I don't expect you to go on Pinterest and start sending me flower arrangements that you like.
You see my Pinterest board.
If anyone wants me to do a video more on like the wedding and how it went and the details and how we planned and like a timeline, I would totally love to, because I always say I had an amazing wedding planning experience. I would never want to do it again, but I think our day went as perfect as I think any wedding has ever been. Like, we had an awesome day. So the wedding was absolutely phenomenal. So I'm gonna try and say this with as much, like, I'm gonna try and make sense of this as much as I can, but beginning of 2019 was actually when we also decided to start looking at houses. Okay. So, I know, I can't believe I forgot about that. So, well, end of 2018 was I decided I want to look for houses. It was until beginning of 2019 that Vinny was like, all right, okay with it, because long story short, we just thought we were gonna stay at the apartment for a lot longer than we did. I loved the apartment while we were at it, but it was time to go. And we started looking at houses, not thinking we were going to find one until after the wedding. In our area, if we wanted a house, well, so the two things that we would not compromise on, the area, like the town and whatnot, like the neighborhood, and also two, the lot size that it was on. We wanted at least half an acre. So for Long Island, yes, for Beasley. So on Long Island, if you want that and want a brand new construction 5-bed, 3-bath colonial on it, it's gonna cost you around $2 or $3 million. Easily. So yeah.
So I took it out of my wallet.
Oh yeah, I wish.
I said, get me the best.
That'd be nice. Maybe one day. I kind of just asked our real estate agent, whom we loved. He was like our second or third real estate agent, but he was awesome. And I kind of just said, I was like, at this point, I don't care if it's a ranch. I don't care if it's a colonial. I know it's going to be a fixer-upper, but I just want those two specific things. It's probably going to take us like 6 months to find it because we're picky, and we'll go from there. The first house that we walked into was the one that we're sitting in right now. And I remember I was like, oh, shit, okay, I guess we are going to be looking into this a lot sooner than I thought. And up until this point, I fell in love with a lot of houses, but you were more the ones to like bring me back into reality. Either they were gorgeous but way too expensive, and Vinny was like, absolutely not.
I only had $2 or $3 million to spend, so you have to be picky.
Or there would be a house, that one house where there was a crack.
Sliding off the hill. It was sliding into the neighbor's yard.
There was one house, to this day, I look at the video sometimes, I don't know why, our house is so much nicer, but I had such a bleeding heart for this house. There was a crack in the foundation that went from one side of the floor all the way onto the floor, all the way up the wall.
And it was like falling apart. There was like a 90-degree angle in the middle of the living room. So
this is why I was kind of used to falling in love with houses and having Vinny being like, absolutely not, which was completely understandable. And you said a couple times too, like, listen, if you think this is your dream house, then we'll do it. But I was like, I'm not gonna have it be where in 10 years, you're like, well, I never even wanted this house in the first place.
Like, please don't let this be your dream.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't, like, it made sense. So when I saw this house, it was February. So once again, 3 months before the wedding, 4 months before a freaking 3-week honeymoon, like a very busy time. Like, I'm working, Vinny's finishing his degree, but I was like, Vinny, can you come look at this house with me? And he would always look at the houses with me. He would just wait until we were there to be like, absolutely not, you're crazy. And I remember we came here and I brought my dad too, because I just need his opinion on everything. And I remember I was like, I want to put an offer down on this house. And you were like, okay. And I was like,
did I?
Yeah, you were like, yeah, you did. We were in the backyard, we were staying with my dad, and I was like, well, what do we do?
Oh yeah, you're right.
And then you were like, you're like, we'll do an offer on this house. And I was like, okay. So once again, we thought it was gonna take way longer to find a house than it actually did. So this is where things got a little crazy. So we were trying to get pre-approved for a house, which if you own your own business, it is 10,000 times harder than it is if you are a W-2. I'm actually surprised that the beginning of our year went okay, considering the fact that we were trying to handle all of this while trying to be done. My biggest thing was I wanted all the stressful stuff to be done before the wedding, but I didn't want to close until after we got back from the honeymoon. We knew that once we closed on the house, we wanted to stay with Vinny's dad while we did maybe 2 or 3 months of renovations, because I also rent a salon studio, so I knew it was not going to be possible to rent a salon, rent an apartment, and have a mortgage all at the same time. His $2 or $3 million ran out, so I was like, all right, let's just stay with his dad. I love his dad. So our wedding was on a Friday, May 24th. And then we were leaving for our honeymoon the following Wednesday, May 29th. So we had 5 days in between. 5 days between the wedding and honeymoon, we moved our whole entire apartment into Vinny's dad's house in 5 days between the wedding and honeymoon. It was absolutely chaotic. I think we had packed, like moved the last box into Vinny's dad's house, got on the flight to Europe, went for 3 weeks, got back and closed on the house, and then just did all the renovations. And and it was honestly,
our house is now in Kentucky.
I remember the summer as like a fun time. Like I remember just like, you know, working like crazy and like just coming here after. You did not think it was fun, did you?
No.
I didn't mind doing the renovations.
I was taking summer classes.
Yeah.
And I would go to school for like 6 hours. Then I'd get out at like 6 o'clock, come here, paint.
Oh, 6 a.m. you mean?
No, I got out at like 6 p.m.
No, you said 6 hours.
Yeah, I went to school for 6 hours or something, then I got out at like 6. It was from like 12 to 6 or something.
So I would go to work from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then come here and then work until 10 p.m. and then go home. And thank God also that we were there because...
Kind of went up me.
What?
Trying to one up me.
I'm just saying, your 6 hours doesn't really compare. But...
I'm solving modern day solutions.
Honestly, thank God that we did that though, because Vinny's dad was able to watch Beasley while we were there, because if we didn't have him, she obviously can't be here while we're painting. She'd be like licking the walls because she's not the brightest dog. But she is
not solving modern day problems.
she's solving her modern day problems.
No, okay.
I love her.
Her little Santa's in the printer room.
So yeah, when I think of 2019, I think of the first half of 2019 being absolutely crazy with all of the trips and the rehearsal dinner and wedding and honeymoon and buying a house and closing and renovations. And then this last half of 2019 slowed down a lot, but in a really good way. I've just been thinking of we've been able to like finish our house, like a lot of it, and just like the decorating, and like we've been hosting a lot. And it's just been a very like nice change. I feel like last year with the apartment, it kind of felt like very chaotic, and I'm starting to feel very settled. And now that Christmas is over, I am so sad to take down the decorations, but I'm also kind of very excited because I'm super into home decor. We are definitely excited, well I am, to like take down the Christmas decorations and kind of revamp the decor a little bit. So I'm definitely going to be taking you guys along for home decor vlogs and home decor updates. I feel like a lot of times when I undecorate for Christmas, you just bring it back to like, not spring decor, but regular decor. And I kind of want to incorporate a really nice like winter frosty snow vibe. So it's gonna be really cool to try and figure out how to find a nice balance between Christmas and that without being too Christmassy or whatnot. For 2020, I think the biggest things that are gonna happen is I think you're gonna be finishing school this year, so that's gonna be huge. And it's kind of crazy not knowing, like right now he's home a lot, but he's also not really mentally home when he has to study and whatnot. So it's gonna be a really cool adjustment. Like you're gonna be out of the house more, but I'm excited for when you're actually home to be able to like do things and be able to do like weekend trips and stuff without you worrying about.
When are we gonna be out of the house more?
Yeah, he's hoping that he just won't have to work, but that's not happening.
I'm a stay-at-home husband.
Yeah, you wish.
It's the new thing.
He would love that. For me,
I'll knock you up. Take care of the kids.
This year?
If I could stay home.
No, this isn't a barter. You can't barter to get me pregnant. All right, this is weird because up until now, every year since 2015 and 2013 actually, my goal has been to grow my clientele as much as possible. But I feel very different about my career now in the sense that I love hair. I'm obsessed with it. I never see myself stopping doing hair. He got mad at me because he asked my dream life and I was talking about still working 2 or 3 days a week, and he was like, what is wrong with you? But I genuinely just love it. But I think I'm at the point where I'm not taking a lot of new clients anymore. I'm definitely at the point where I'm more focused on who I have, and I'm trying to branch off into new ventures. I know a goal for you also as well, maybe not this year, definitely not this year, but hopefully in the next decade, is we would love to get like investment property, like something we'd really want to do, whether it's in New York or not, is to buy a little teeny fixer-upper. I will think of something that will look really good and he won't really see it, but then when he sees it done, he's like, wow, that does look awesome. So I just feel like we'd be a really good team as far as that, because he does have a little background in more of the construction and labor side of it, and so I think we would do a really good job.
She thinks that I have to build it.
Yes, exactly. It always works out, but that's something that I'm really excited to do. So yeah, I feel like up until now it's like do hair as much as possible, like not burn yourself out, but I do feel like I was just kind of like taking everyone, and now I kind of feel like I'm extremely happy with my clients as far as who I have. I'm not taking that many more. I'm still doing hair full time, but I also do want to give a lot more time this year to YouTube. I also do want to kind of look more into like the interior design and renovation part of things. I just feel like this is going to be a very different decade as far as like, I feel like this is definitely going to kind of shape the rest of our life. I don't know, I feel like that sounds corny, but like I'm 24 and you're 26 at the beginning of this decade, and by the time this decade ends, we're gonna be 34 and 36. You know?
I guess it's still young.
Yeah, it's still young. And like,
still young.
Yeah, he's still young, cool. Yeah, I don't know. So like, I feel like probably by the end of this decade, we'll probably have kids or a kid. I don't know about another fur baby anymore. I think Beasley might be our one and only spoiled dog child. I definitely want to go back to Europe at least twice. I want to do that now. Like, so that's another thing that before having kids, that's a huge goal for 2020 or just the next couple years, is just travel as much as physically possible. We have so many things we want to do, and I am really excited to kind of start putting those tracks into motion. And along with the fixer-upper goal, I would also say that just renovating our current house is a huge goal. As you guys could probably see from our videos, the inside of my house is stunning, but the kitchen, that's the first thing. That's actually another video that you guys should be expecting soon. I thought this would be really fun. Since we weren't doing YouTube when we first renovated our house in the beginning, what I want to do is I want to sit down just the way that we are right here, and I want to show you guys what our house looked like the day that I saw it for the first time, what it looked like, you know, before renovations, obviously what it looks like now, and what we're planning on doing. So kind of walking you through the exact renovations we're planning on doing, what order we're planning on doing them with and everything. So I thought that'd be a really cool video. And like I said, I do want to do more home decor and home lifestyle videos on this channel. So if that is something that you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments down below. That does it for our decade recap. Like I said, I was obsessed with this decade. I feel
7-year recap.
Yeah, in 7 years, I feel like we did what most people do over like 25 years. Like build careers, change careers, start dating, get engaged, get married, get a dog, get an apartment, get a house. Like we really go to Europe. Like we had an awesome decade in the last couple years. So I think that does it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if there's anything else that you would like to see, please make sure to leave it down below, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Okay,
I didn't know if
no, it feels wet. Oh, it's your gloss.
Oh yeah, it is my gloss.
Why is it so thick?
Because it's a lip plumper. Your cheeks can explode now.
It's so thick. It's tingling.
That's what lip plumper does. And include some pictures, because I thought that would be really fun to kind of just show through the highlights and important things that happened to us this decade.
My arm wet. I'm like leaking. Why is my arm wet?
I don't know what's wrong with you.
What the fuck is going on with you?
Stop. So, you said I can't stop laughing. Stop making me laugh so hard. Your cheeks sparkling.
You hate when I do that.
I'm gonna
No!